people of Nakwaili, a farming community in the Nanumba South District of the Northern Region, have heaved a sigh of relief following the construction of an ultra-modern maternity ward for the only health facility in the community to support the expectant mothers actually during delivery. Prior to the construction of the maternity ward, the expectant mothers in the community used to travel to very far communities such as Wolensi and Bimbila to access healthcare delivery. We have more in this following report.
The construction of this maternity block is to provide emergency obstetric care for about 30 communities within the Nanumba South District of the Northern Region. The aim of the facility is to improve accessibility to skilled care and thus reduce morbidity and mortality for mothers and neonates. The Abuya Foundation, the organization that constructed that ward, conducted some studies and obtained report of positive impact on the outcome for women and their newborns. Alhaji Aminu Idrisu is the Chief Executive Officer of the Abuya Group.
But what informed the maternity was that when we were commissioning the mosque somewhere last year by this time, the community already, they were not having a maternity. So if a woman is giving birth, they have to send the woman to Bimbila or Wulesi. And then by so doing, some people will deliver on the way, some people will deliver and have complications and all those things. And then, and during the commissioning of the mosque, I've realized that one of our guys' wife were rushed to Bimbila for delivery, which they informed me during the distance. So I pray to God that God should help us to get the maternity.
The midwife at the facility, Jennifer Akoto, explained the impact the maternity ward would make in the beneficiary communities.
When I came here 2021, because the place, our delivery room, we have only 2 beds for the delivery, and our catchment area is large. So when the ladies comes like that, because the beds are only 2, we are not able to accommodate all of them. Sometimes we have to conduct deliveries on the floor because there's no enough beds for us to. And after delivery, we have only 2 beds that is our lie-in, that they can come and lie, and then we'll monitor them for the 6 hours. So because the beds are only 2, we are not able to monitor our postpartum mothers after delivery up to the 6 hours. So sometimes when they deliver and you monitor them 2-3 hours, you have to let them go and give space for the others that are to deliver.
National Chairman of Opposition NDC, Johnson Asiedu Nketia, who was one of the dignitaries who graced the occasion, lauded the CEO of Abuya Group, Alhaji Aminu Idrisu, for using the corporate social responsibility arm of his companies, Abuya Foundation, to touch lives.
We heard about the story of Alhaji Abuya, beginning from the construction of a school for his community. Then he followed to construct a mosque, that is a prayer house. And today, he has completed a maternity ward, which signifies the beginning of life. So all the 3 key projects are projects that have been carefully selected. And I want to thank him from the bottom of my heart.
The chances of women dying because of complications of pregnancy and childbirth are still high in many parts of Ghana and around the world. With the construction of this ward, the story of these communities is about to change for the better. For Joy News, Samuel Kojo Brace, Nanumba South District, Northern Region.
And authorities at the Kintampo College of Health and Wellbeing are appealing to government to help upgrade the school into a university status. Speaking at the 8th graduation ceremony of the school, Health Minister Kukwajima Menu indicated that all necessary documentations have been carried out to facilitate the upgrade, and government remains committed towards improving health education. And Asavit has the rest of the story.
It is the 8th graduation ceremony of the Kintampo College of Health and Wellbeing, an institution established in the year 1969 with a mandate to train middle-level health professionals to provide quality and comprehensive health care to the populace, especially those living in the rural and underserved communities. The school today runs 15 undergraduate and certificate programs and can boast of a student population of 6,480. Director of the college, Dr. Kwabena Opoku Edusei, in his address said despite the school's efforts towards achieving the school's vision of becoming a world-class health university that responds to the health needs of communities, the lack of adequate infrastructure continued to be a major challenge for the school.
Now, some of the things that we request are physical infrastructure, halls of residence, lecture halls and teaching aids and equipment, staff accommodation, completion of the abandoned Get Fund project, which was supposed to house 400 students. And then we also request for upgrade of Kintampo Municipal Hospital into a teaching hospital level. We also need transport, human resource, adequate staff of all categories, as well as staff faculty development. Part-time lecturers have become very expensive.
He further appealed to government to allocate resources to the school to enable them execute their mandate.
The ministry is developing condition of service documents. I hope that our unique school will be given unique cover because we are unique. And just to remind all of us that we are not a nursing and midwifery school. We are unique, and that can be taken into account in all other resource allocations and other issues that come to the headquarters.
Chairman of the occasion and paramount chief of the Nkranza traditional area, Nana Kwame Bafo IV, made a special appeal to government to convert the college into a university status and advise the graduates to prepare towards the realities of life after school, adding that they will have to go the extra mile to be able to deliver efficiently.
Ladies and gentlemen, health training institutions such as the Kintampo College of Health and Wellbeing play a no-mean role in the healthcare delivery in this country. And it is important that we position to fulfill their mandate. The college has a history of excellent outcomes in the training of health personnel for the country, and I want to make an appeal to the government to consider upgrading it to a fully fledged university to train the needed professionals with the needed skills and capabilities within the middle belt of our country.
Special guest of honor who doubles as the Minister for Health and MP for Doma Central, Kweku Ejman Manu, reiterated government's commitment towards upgrading the institution into a university status.
And it will facilitate teaching and learning in the college. We're looking for it to upgrade to university status. We haven't completed the process yet, but I know gradually we will get there. This is an old school, very large facility. Houses close to over 5,000 students, and I believe this is the way we should go.
The 8th graduation ceremony of the Kintampo College of Health and Wellbeing was held under the theme, Achieving Good Health and Wellbeing for All, the need to upgrade the college to a university status. Reporting for Joy News, Anas Sabit, Kintampo.
And back here, friends and families of the late astute lawyer Akoto Ampaw are reliving memories of his life as some describe him as a man of principle and diligence who lived for the good of others. In less than 24 hours to his burial, friends and families of the late lawyer Akoto Ampaw gathered to relive his fond memories. The remembrance service, which took place at the National Theatre last night, saw tributes from many who described the lawyer as a man of principle who lived his life for the good of others. My colleague James Aveji was at the event.
Born Anthony Yao Akoto Ampaw in 1950 in Lodobi, Sheshe, as he was later called in life, was one of a generation who cut the niche for himself in the practice of law. Lawyer Akoto Ampaw, in his 73-year life journey, was a man of many parts, an accomplished lawyer, political and human rights activist, a footballer, music lover, and many others. His political activism started in his days at the University of Ghana, where he joined the National Affairs Discussion Group in 1979, a group which later evolved into the New Democratic Movement and later joined Jerry John Rawlings's PNDC for the 31st December Revolution in 1981. For a man who was loved by many, friends and family have gathered here at the National Theatre to painfully relive some fond memories they hold of him 2 days to his burial. Professor Sowa Mensah was one of his roommates at the University of Ghana.
When in the early 70s, some of us, the close friends, through sports, made sure that our lectures ended by 2 p.m. because we had to start with table tennis and then go to soccer and go to the athletic field and go to basketball. If we went to basketball, we come back, take showers, do whatever we needed to do. 10:30 p.m. we meet in Shay's room, and we could be there till 2 in the morning. Shay was a very, very good musician. His musical skills were way above average. Shay played guitar, and in our group, we never performed outside. We just played in Shay's room. We'd play Crosby, Stills and Nash, Simon and Garfunkel. We'd listen to Led Zeppelin, and so many other musicians. He was a very accomplished guitarist. One of the things we did was to go to parties. And you've heard a lot about him partying. But we didn't know where the parties were. All we needed was somewhere in North Carnation, there was a party going on a Saturday night. And we moved from campus, about 6, 7, or 8. And we were doing the gospel according to the sound. We'll walk around North Carnation with our ears open, listening for where the party sound is coming from. We always found the party place, but sometimes it took about 2 hours of walking to find where the party is.
Comrade and close ally to lawyer Ampaw, Kwesi Pratt Jr. says he was the fine brain behind most of the alota that caused positive change in the early days.
And indeed, my witness is Akunu Dake. We were then publishing things that would be considered subversive in those days, and we needed to find a place to print them. And we had this old stylocrystalline machine, and we decided to put that machine in the boys' quarters of Akunu Dake for good reason. Because he was still a public servant and publicly perceived to be loyal to the regime. Nobody was going to his house to search and find the things that we were doing. And it was Sheshe's brilliant idea that this old stylocrystalline machine should be planted in Akunu Dake's boys' quarters. And Sheshe, unlike other leaders, would spend the whole night from about 9 p.m. to 4 a.m. just rolling the machine. Never got tired. The other thing about Sheshe, which is also extremely remarkable, is that he never got tired. So we would meet up to about midnight, and then in the morning by 9 a.m., Sheshe's statement, embodying all the things that we had been discussing the night before, will be ready before us. I can again say that in spite of the information which is available in the public about who did what and so on, Sheshe was the engine of Alliance for Change. Again, he wrote more than 90% of all the statements we issued, including those who were read by Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. fondled her memory and love like a long lost and now newfound heirloom worth the premium value of my soul.
Sheshe was a man who close relatives say knew how to make time for friends and family, and his special fufu and ibunubunu delicacy despite the load of work. Princess Fatia Nkrumah described him as an uncle whose love for them shone brightest in their darkest moments.
In the whirlwind of his workaholic life, Uncle Shay still found time to be present for each and every one of us. Whether it was birthdays, naming ceremonies, graduation, award presentation, he never missed an opportunity to celebrate with us. But it was in our darkest hours that his love for us shone brightest. It was in those moments he could be found by our side, soothing our fears and assuring us that the strength that we had within us was far greater than any obstacle the world could throw our way.
Lawyer Akoto Ampaw was also a member of the legal team who stood in Akufo-Addo's corner in the 2012 and 2020 election petitions.
And I'm putting it to you further that you are not, the petitioner is not entitled to any of the reliefs that he seeks. And you have no case worthy of hearing before this court. My Lord, I'm done.
Partner and head of chambers at the Akufo-Addo & Co., where Akoto Ampaw practiced for many years, Alex Queno recounts his contribution to the success of the chamber.
He actually gave his work to some of us who were about 10 years in age junior, but who happened to be seniors, to vet his work. But soon he was the person to go to, the junior lawyers in particular, to take their work to him to vet, because he will research it. He will not accept anything that you just put on paper. In fact, the juniors in the office, they were always wondering when you'll be a rich man. Because pro bono was his mainstay. It's strange to say this. Pro bono work was Mr. Akoto Ampaw's mainstay. Not charging fees. He didn't know how to charge. Let's put it this way. He didn't know how to charge. So he would just say, "Oh, take it."
Chief Justice Gertrude Arba Tokonu describes him as one who had impacted most lawyers in the legal fraternity.
As a lawyer in the courtroom, his processes were always well researched, well articulated, and relevant. Even in the shortest application, when Mr. Akoto Ampaw spoke, there was good reason to speak, and what he said added to the proceedings. His work had absolute integrity, and his citations could be relied on.
In his human rights activism, many were not happy with him when he took stance against the passage of the anti-LGBTQI+ bill.
What is dangerous about this bill is that one single bill somehow manages to breach almost all the fundamental human rights guaranteed under the Constitution.
But he was one of those who played instrumental role in the passage of the RTI bill into law. For the many who have gathered here to remember lawyer Yao Anthony Akoto Ampaw, all they wish is that Sheshe journeys yonder world. From the National Theatre here in Accra, my name is James Abeji for Joy News.
But when we are done, may our footprints inspire many more who come after us.